Good afternoon and welcome to our What's Buzzin at Georgia Tech webinar series. This is our last webinar of the spring semester. We would just like to thank you first and foremost for your support and engagement through our webinar series this semester. We know that this has been an unusual year, but we have almost made it to the finish line and we are so excited as we get ready for one of our most favorite times of the year, which is spring commencement, celebrating our graduating students on their major accomplishment. Today we are joined by Jillian Cruser. She is one of our senior program managers in the commencement office. She's going to be talking about event logistics and details and things of that sort. There will be a Q&A question and answer session at the end. Please feel free to utilize the Q&A chat box so that way we can get to your questions at the end that you have for Jillian. So once again, if you have any questions throughout the presentation, please feel free to utilize the Q&A chat box. This presentation will be recorded, so please know that you can access it within 24 hours after the completion of our event on our website. So that way you can definitely reference it and also share it with your family and friends who may be attending. If you give me one moment, we'll transition to our PowerPoint and then we will begin. And without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to Jillian Cruser.
Awesome. Thank you, Tyler. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Jillian Cruser, and I am one of the event coordinators in the Special Events and Protocol Office, and I'm very excited to talk to you all today about commencement. Awesome. So just a little bit about us. We are the Special Events and Protocol Office in Institute Communications. We will be having, we're going to be running around during the whole commencement ceremony, whichever one you will be attending. But you can find us around the stadium before entering the stadium, and we will also have wayfinders in the stadium to help you with any other last minute questions that you may have. We will have tables at Callaway Plaza, Gate 9 and Gate 4. But again, we are all over the place to make sure that you have your questions answered. We do have a contact, and this will be stated at the end of the presentation again. So that is our commencement hotline at 443-885-2638, as well as our email address. And just a little bit about us even more, not pictured is my special events manager, Serena Wallace, and my fellow colleague and another special events coordinator, Stephanie Sigler. So that was actually us at last semester's commencement. So we like to have fun because celebrating y'all is the best part of our job, and we're so excited to do it again this semester. Great. So just a little behind the scenes information when it comes to preparing for commencement. The students have RSVP'd on marching order to let us know if they would like to walk at this semester's commencement. And we are currently in the stage of students reserving their tickets for their loved ones, and they can reserve up to 5 tickets. Because of having to still maintain social distancing protocols, it can only be 5 tickets. So unfortunately, we cannot, we do not have a will call. It's again up to 5 tickets for each student. We are also working with faculty, staff, and special guests to make sure that they know where to go, as well as our guest speakers at each commencement ceremony. And we are working with campus partners and vendors to make commencement happen. And one great example is working with y'all and presenting with y'all today with parent and family programs. Awesome. So the first event of commencement weekend will actually take place on Thursday, May 6th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Tech Green. It is called President's Graduation Celebration, and it's another opportunity to celebrate your student, which might include, or will include, excuse me, the Rambling Wreck and getting pictures with one of our beloved mascots, as well as Buzz, and we'll have other fun activities. I am actually coordinating that event, and there will be balloon hats with little buzzes on them. They're very, very popular. So make sure to come out to get your buzz hat, as well as enjoy some light refreshments. King of Pops will be there as well. It's going to be a fun time because we have to make sure we limit the amount of people who are coming due to social distancing protocols, and RSVP is required, and more information can be found on the President's Graduation website. And so there's a link right there that we can click on to just show you a little bit about our website for that one. Thank you, Tyler. Hopefully it pops up.
Is it up now?
It is not.
Give me 1 second. Let me try.
Sure. The joys of being virtual and presenting virtually.
1 second.
Sure, no problem.
Almost there.
And Serena dropped the link in the chat in case anybody wants to click on it too on their end. So the link is in the chat.
Thank you, Lacey. And Tyler, just so we have more time for questions and answers, how about we just leave that link in the chat? I just wanted to show, oh, sorry, y'all. I just wanted to show you the website. But again, the link is in the chat. So if you click on that, the RSVP link is on the President's Graduation Celebration webpage. Your students should be receiving emails regarding commencement, and President's Graduation Celebration is one of the things that will be advertised in those emails, as well as newsletters that go across campus. So with that being said, we can just move on to the next slide, Tyler, starting at Bobby Dodd Stadium.
Okay.
All right.
May have finally gotten it.
Oh, sorry about that, y'all.
Okay.
I am from New Jersey, so my patience has been developed over the years in the South. Very thankful for that.
But I am ready next time. We need to
Perfect.
go to the site.
Thank you so much, Tyler. All right, and we can move. Yep, great. So one of the newest things that we are doing in terms of where we're having commencement is Bobby Dodd Stadium. Although it will not look that crowded, as you can tell, it is a football game. We are really excited to just really spread that Georgia Tech spirit and give that memory to those who are graduating. With that being said, we do have to follow Bobby Dodd Stadium rules and regulations when it comes to what you can and cannot bring in the stadium. And we will look on the Bobby Dodd website in a second, but some of the things that are allowed are sunscreen lotion, binoculars, blankets, stadium seats, medical assistance devices, breast pumps and supplies, baby food, but the child has to be in arms. You cannot bring your baby seat with you. 1 gallon clear plastic freezer bag, which is a Ziploc bag or something similar. But what is not allowed are beverages, food, alcohol, tobacco, which includes smokeless and e-cigarettes, aerosol cans and sprays. So make sure your sunscreen is lotion, cans, thermos or metal bottles, bags that are not compliant with the contactless entry policy, horns or other noisemakers, video cameras, selfie sticks, cameras with lenses longer than 4 inches, and then strollers. If you bring a bag that is not compliant with the contactless entry policy, we do have a bag valet, which will be on top of the Peters parking deck, where you bring your bag, give it to the attendants there, and they will give you a ticket, and then you will pick it up at the end of the ceremony. And again, the full list on Bobby Dodd policies can be found on the Bobby Dodd website. We're just going to post that link on the chat so y'all can look at it, and we're going to proceed with the presentation. But again, all of those things, because I could not fit everything on this slide, believe it or not. So make sure you look at those to try not to use valet, and that is also complimentary, so that comes at no cost.
Okay.
Thank you, Tyler.
No problem.
Awesome. So a little bit more about Bobby Dodd Stadium. Our tickets are, again, students can reserve up to 5 tickets each, and the seating charts can be found on the commencement website. And only students are able to request their tickets, but they can send a screenshot of the ticket, which is a QR code, to you. So when you get up to check in at Bobby Dodd Stadium, you just scan, they have scanners, and you will scan the screenshot of the QR code. If we can click on the commencement website link, Tyler, that would be great. Thank you. A big part of being in Bobby Dodd is that we want to make sure that students and their parents or guardians know where they're going to be sitting, at least as close as possible to each, or where the student's school is located. If we can scroll down just a little bit, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And then under student seating charts, if we can click the bachelor's morning ceremony. Scroll down. Oh, yep, it's right there in the corner. Yep, thank you. Awesome. So here is our map. If you can scroll down a little bit, Tyler, thank you very much. A little bit more. Awesome, great. So there's a color code at the bottom of each map. You can see that the bachelor's morning ceremony, those who are in red are college computing, and so on and so forth, with each color in each school that will be graduating. So that is a good guide for students when they are selecting their tickets, or if you're talking to your students like, oh, I was at this presentation. Pick tickets by your section. This is where your section is. And again, it is divided up by each ceremony. So make sure that, I'm sure Serena already shared that link, but make sure to review that so you know where is the best place to get pictures with your student. Again, you are not able to go on the field, only your student, but we have seen people take pictures after the ceremony with parents or guardians of their students on the field. So great. And we can proceed to the presentation.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I do have the PGC if you wanted to touch on that briefly.
Oh,
or...
sure. Yeah, we can look at that as well. Awesome. Thank you, Tyler. Just going backwards a little bit. Again, this is our President's Graduation Celebration webpage, similar to the picture on the slide. But if you scroll down, there's a little bit more details. It's pretty simple. We just want you to come and have fun. And again, the McCamish Pavilion is the rain location, so we will still have it if there is rain. It will just be inside in a different athletic facility. So yeah, and we can go back on ticketing and concessions at Bobby Dodd.
Okay. To the PowerPoint?
Yes, please. Thank you so much. Awesome. So we're going to continue with ticketing and concessions. So with, although we will also have stadium concessions will be open, and there will be one stand on the east and west side of the stadium. We are also at the Barnes & Noble bookstore at Georgia Tech will also be there selling another way of getting mementos for your students to surprise them with after the ceremony. And we will also, yeah, I think that's about it. So if you wanted to get a little present or a little something for your student, we will have that opportunity available at Bobby Dodd. Awesome. So being that we are still in interesting times, we are continuing with the mandatory safety protocols. As you can tell with the young lady in the mask, we are still requiring masks. if you are not actively eating or drinking, since we will have concessions, but after you are done eating or drinking, to put your mask back on. And the mask must abide by the Bobby Dodd Stadium guidelines, which can be found on their website. I looked at them this morning to just to remind myself that they are the masks are required to be at least 2 layers and covering your nose and your mouth. So again, more details on what type of masks you must bring can be found on that website as well as on the commencement website, and we'll look at that in a little bit. Social distancing will be happening throughout the stadium, whether if you are in line for food or getting those bouquets that I mentioned before. So we will still maintain social distancing, and that includes your tickets. So because your pod of 5 people will be distanced from another pod of 5 people if that student's family or loved ones are up to 5. So we are still maintaining social distancing throughout the stadium. And because of the social distancing, our favorite word, we do not have a large enough space to ensure social distancing when we are doing a lineup before the ceremony. So therefore there will be no student processional. So when your student gets to Bobby Dodd, we will literally be asking what school they're in, and they will be sitting in their designated school section. Awesome. So we're just going to tour the commencement website, which is a great resource for y'all when you are getting ready to come to campus. So if we can click on that link. And thank you, Tyler, for being my right-hand man.
Yeah, no problem. Give me one moment, I'm almost there.
Tyler, we're getting messaging that people can't hear the audio. I'm not sure why that is, that they're saying the audio is not working right now.
Okay, I'm not sure why that is either.
Okay, let me make an announcement.
So are y'all able to hear me? Tyler, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear.
Okay, just making sure.
Are you able to see the commencement website screen?
I am.
Okay.
And Lacey, feel free to interject if you're not able to hear me.
A couple other families said that they can hear, so I don't know what happened.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Lacey. Awesome. So this is our main page on the commencement website. Tyler, if you can hover over the Spring 2021 ceremony, the menu up top. If we can just scroll over that. So this is just a little, we have scroll down menus of anything and everything that pertains to commencement. So again, we have ceremony and venue information, Spring 2021 FAQ, parking, RSVP for commencement, but that is passed, a schedule of events that will be taking place, mainly your commencement ceremony, ticket information, and again, president's graduation celebration. This is a popular scroll down menu, but for y'all, being that you are parents and guardians, if we can hover over the parents and guests drop down menu, Tyler, that'd be great, thank you. And we can go to the parents and guests, or actually the commencement FAQs, which is very popular. So if you have a very specific question, this is a great page to visit. Again, we are available for, via email and phone call, but if you want to see if you can get that information on our website, this is a great page to do so. So if we can scroll down, we have questions about tickets that you can answer and links that can go to the certain places that you need to go. We also have questions and answers about the venue and ceremony. I know that we have accessibility, again, general parents and guests questions, accessibility and special needs, and then general graduation questions. I just think this is a great page to go look at anything specific that you might need. If we can scroll up a little bit more, Tyler, go back to the venue information, that'd be great, under parents and guests. Awesome. Yes. So I love this page as well. Again, we have safety information about the face coverings. Again, this is the Bobby, a repeat of the mask guidelines when you are picking out which mask to use. Just a little bit about how parents have used creative ways in the past to celebrate their students with masks. I had a family who made custom masks with their student's name on them, which was really cool. Any Georgia Tech masks, just as long as they follow those guidelines. But I thought that was really cute and a great way to continue to celebrate your student. And we will have venue safety precautions. And then we have a video guide for anything more about the big day, security reminders, and then again, we have bag policy, bag valet, ADA guest information, concessions, tickets. Basically, if this presentation turned into a website, this would be it. And again, anything about spring ceremony changes, anything about seating, with student recognition, name card, transportation. We have parking in several places of the website, and more information about if there is rain, what will happen. But yeah, so, and then the dress code and the photo finish about where you can take pictures, and we'll talk about that more a little bit later. But then again, we have restrictions at the bottom, and I think these are the top 2 or 3 I would say the main page, the FAQs, and as well as the venue information are great places to answer all your most widely asked questions. And these pages were actually made, especially the FAQ, on the questions we would hear from the most from parents and guardians. So we can go back to the presentation. Again, thank you, Tyler, for being my right-hand man on this.
Yeah, no problem.
Great. So we wanted to include some commencement tips and tricks for y'all to, get prepared for the big day. So there's a lot of people on campus, obviously, during a commencement weekend. So we want to make sure that you can meet your student as soon as you can after the ceremony. So a great way to do that is to designate a meeting spot for you and your student. That can be Tech Tower, that's a very popular one, or the campus center, anywhere that might be close to your respective parking space, just so you have a plan. Oh, if you can go back, thank you. And in relation to having a lot of people on campus on Saturday during those ceremonies, there will be a baseball game at 6 p.m. So please plan accordingly when it comes to traffic. Atlanta traffic is fun, and I'm never sarcastic when I say this. So always plan accordingly, according to Atlanta traffic, and then increased traffic on campus due to the baseball game. So if you are concerned you haven't received any information regarding your student's commencement ceremony, don't worry, your student is getting all of those communications from our office, and they can easily forward them to you if you have any questions. But then again, we do have our commencement website, so feel free to visit that website if you do. But if your questions, again, are not answered, feel free to email us or call us. If you're planning celebrations after the ceremony, make sure that if you have reservations or you have a designated time that you would like to preferably go out, just to set your expectations, those reservations or post celebrations should start around an hour and a half after the ceremony. That's due to the increased traffic that we mentioned before to leave campus and get to your designated spot in Atlanta. And we actually also on our website, and we don't need to go back to this, Tyler, but on our website, we do have information about Atlanta if you're coming in from out of state or out of the country. And so just more knowledge on what hotels you should reserve, what hotels are close to campus, as well as places in Atlanta you would like to go eat, and all that good stuff. So if you want to take photos beforehand, make sure you get to campus early. Again, Tech Tower, as I mentioned before, is a popular space, and it's actually right by Bobby Dodd, so that's very convenient to take a really cool picture with your cap and gown and with family. We also have a Einstein statue on campus. That is also a popular space to take a picture, or just general campus pictures. I know at the top of Clef, there's a beautiful skyline photo, so if that is open, that's another great place to get a picture with your cap and gown and family and loved ones. So with that being said, we are a large campus, so make sure, again, you get to campus early so you are on time for your designated ceremony. Great. And again, the commencement hotline, as we said, coming full circle, that is our email and our phone number. So please feel free to email us, call us if you have any questions. Again, I cannot refer to the commencement website enough. I know that my supervisor and my colleague before I got here to this position worked really hard on that website. So if you have any questions, feel free. We want to use that as a resource to you in case it is commencement weekend. We are not in the office. We're usually running around. So we do have somebody to take phone calls as well, but just in case things get really busy, again, everything can be found online. But we are so excited to have you on campus to celebrate your student. This is a huge, huge accomplishment. Getting into Georgia Tech is a big deal, and so is graduating. So we want to make sure that we celebrate your student and get excited alongside with you. And we are, again, excited for May. And with that being said, if anyone has any questions, this would be a good time. I know Serena and Stephanie have been awesome and hopefully answering any questions that you may have during the presentation.
Yes, we actually do have quite a few questions, Jillian.
Great.
So let's see where we can get started.
Sure.
Is it normal for attendees to bring in flowers to the ceremony?
I've mainly seen people buy flowers from the vendors inside the stadium. I think that's your safest bet just because of the Bobby Dodd rules and regulations. So I would suggest buying the flowers, mementos from them, and just seeing them, the mementos that they sell, they're so cute. Other than flowers, they have little teddy bears with a graduation cap and gown, as well as a class t-shirt, which is really, really popular. So I would suggest getting them when you're in the stadium. Okay,
great. Thank you so much.
Sure.
And just for anybody who may have joined the webinar late, one parent did have a question. Can I bring in my personal carafes? I plan to fill mine with coffee.
Unfortunately, that is not allowed in Bobby Dodd, but we do have 2 commencement locations on each side of the stadium, so you can get your caffeine that way and still be able to get excited and cheer on that student. I know that my team and I are going to be drinking coffee before we get to Bobby Dodd as well.
Yes, coffee is always a must.
It is.
And then Stephanie did add about the water as well, so which is good.
Sure. Yep, that is included. So anything that can be brought into a reusable water bottle cannot enter the stadium. But because this is in May, Georgia is pretty warm in May. It's even warm in March. I think it's in April. It's already 80 degrees. So prepare accordingly. Make sure you hydrate, and you can continue hydrating if you want to get water from a concession stand. So definitely hydrate, and also wear sunscreen. I need to wear loads of sunscreen, so make sure you're prepared accordingly for that day.
Well, I think Stephanie actually did clarify guests can bring 1 sealed bottle of water up to 1 liter.
Yes. I'm sorry. When I mean reusable, I mean like big Tervises or Nalgene bottles. My apologies.
Let's see. Is a clear, small messenger purse allowed in?
Those used to be allowed in, but now it's only Ziploc bags.
Great. And
So I know where they're coming from with that question because I've seen some cute ones.
just in case we have any parents of kind of officially 2020 graduates on the webinar who didn't participate in commencement ceremonies, do they still have an opportunity to RSVP and kind of partake in PGC and partake in the actual ceremony?
So if for PGC, they are more than welcome to participate because we did not allow off-campus guests at last semester's PGC due to social distancing and COVID guidelines. So they are more than welcome. For late RSVP, if you can email us, that is a good question that makes us need you to email us so we can figure out a way to enter you into our system and whatnot and see what the situation is.
Will there be another opportunity for students to take cap and gown pictures? My son unfortunately missed Grad Fest.
Sure, no problem. So at President's Graduation Celebration, we actually do have, even though they're not inside, we do have grad images. You will have to pay for the photos after they're taken, but the grad images, the vendor will be there so they can take pictures with the rec. We will have a Georgia Tech step and repeat there, as well as those big grad letters that you saw in the pictures early in the semester. We'll also have them there and with Buzz. So you will have a plethora of headshots that you can take, and fun headshots as well to include in any announcements or whatever you are excited to frame any picture of graduation.
Are graduates allowed to bring in their own water as well?
We aren't allowing that as of right now. I will probably, if Serena Wallace can just clarify that with me, if you don't mind coming on the call, Serena. Thank you.
Attempting to. Hi. I don't know if Tyler needs to promote me. Hey, hello. Okay, so unfortunately we won't be allowing students to bring in their own bottled water. However, we do recognize that it's a little warm out there and we are in Black regalia. So we will make sure to have water stations set up throughout the field. So if students need to get a drink, we'll have that available for them at that time. We do encourage them to think about what they're wearing underneath their regalia to keep it light because we are sitting on a football field. Please wear something, but make sure you are not wearing a full blazer and jacket that day maybe.
And Serena, just a quick follow-up as it regards to the students. Will they be allowed to have their own personal umbrella as well, just in case of rain on the field?
Unfortunately, no, we're not allowed to have umbrellas in the stadium for students or guests. We encourage ponchos. They're a little easier to carry as well to bring those into the stadium. We'll be watching the weather closely. And so if we see there is a chance of rain in the forecast, we'll make sure to send some notices out to our students, reminding of that the week of, as well as any appropriate updates to our commencement website. We always recommend going to commencement.gotech.edu, especially the day before the ceremony. We'll make sure to keep that updated with any information we hear from our constituents to have a great ceremony.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Serena. That one stumped me.
I'm confused on the events on May 6th. Is this open to parents, family, and friends, or is it just for the graduates only?
Great question. Again, it is for the students and their guests and loved ones. So the students will have to RSVP so they can bring, there's no limit on how many people they can bring. So yes, technically, yes, it is for a student and their loved ones who want to come and celebrate them before the graduation weekend starts.
And a parent stated that my son has a 6th ticket from a friend. Will he be allowed to have one extra person?
He will not. We're not allowing, unfortunately, we're not allowing those who are, because some students don't need all 5, and in the past there have been ways in that students can get an extra ticket from a friend who is not having 5 guests attend commencement. Unfortunately, because of social distancing guidelines, we are not having that. We are not allowing that this semester. And thank you all for your understanding and still maintaining safety guidelines. So I really do appreciate that.
Then another question, or statement rather, We got our seats not close to where my daughter is to be seated. All the seats were gone at the time. Can we still see all the children from anywhere we're sitting in the stadium?
Great question. So we will have the Jumbotron on, so you will see them from far away. So no matter if you are right by their seat, you will see them cross the stage. So.
And then for anybody who may have joined the webinar late, do we need to RSVP for PGC? Can you
repeat that?
Yes.
Sorry.
Do we need to RSVP for PGC?
Yes. So I can only allow 600 people attending due to social distancing guidelines. So RSVPs are required, and there will be people at the registration desk at the event, and we will also have to we will put I guess wristbands, that's the word, on your hand to make sure that you have registered in. So vendors and people who will be at the ceremony will look out for those wristlets. But then again, I checked the other day and we only have about a little over 100 people coming. So RSVP as soon as you can.
Great. And somebody asked, how do we request handicap seating for elderly grandparents attending?
Sure. So when the students are selecting their tickets, they will indicate that they will need ADA seating, and they also indicated that when they RSVP'd for commencement. And we also have ADA, sorry, I forgot one more thing. On the maps, when you're looking at the seating, you will see where you can see where it says ADA seating available. So you will know where anyone who will need to utilize that space, where they will be sitting.
Great. And then we have another question about feasibility to take Uber or Lyft rather than drive and park. If so, what is the best drop-off spot?
Sure. So the best drop-off spot is on the corner of Bobby Dodd Way and Techwood. So we are encouraging people to drop off guests there.
Great. And I think Stephanie said North Ave is also a great spot.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then again, all of our parking information is featured on our website.
Is there a deadline for the RSVP for PGC?
There is up to the day before, so there's technically no deadline, but if we sell out before that, there will be communications on our website.
Great. And it seems like we may have had a couple parents join the webinar late. So they're asking if you can briefly touch on what is President's graduation celebration and what happens.
Sure, no problem. Again, President's graduation celebration is one first memory, I guess, and to have the students take part of the Georgia Tech traditions. So which is take a picture with the Rambling Wreck, take a picture with Buzz. We will have other fun activities there, like a photo selfie station, light refreshments. Campus leadership will be floating around in attendance. I mentioned balloon hats with little yellow jackets on the end of them, which are very, very popular. So it's, again, another way to get those photo moments before commencement weekend, as well as just celebrate your student before their big ceremony, their big day. So I hope that that description suffices. It's a lot of fun. Do come. I've ordered a lot of food. And again, sorry, the rain location is McCamish Pavilion, so we will not be canceling the event. We will just be moving it to McCamish.
And for the guests who perhaps can't attend inside the 5 tickets, can they watch a live stream or Facebook or what have you?
Great question, Tyler. They can. We will be having a live stream on our website. So for those who are not able to attend, wherever you may be, again, the commencement website is a great place because that's where we will be live streaming commencement.
And then you can just talk about briefly again photography and photos, and perhaps how can students and their family access them from the photographer that's in the stadium?
Sure. So Grad Images is the vendor we will be using as well for PGC and commencement. So they will give the student information on how to retrieve their picture, and will be developed after the ceremony. So I forget the turnaround regarding time, but I would say at least a week. But I know that it's been sooner than that for students to get that picture.
Okay. And then the photos from PGC, how can they access those as well? Is it the same method?
Same method, yep. So they will have the same method. And fun thing about having the ceremony at Bobby Dodd is that we will have the Rambling Wreck there. If it is not raining, I know we still have to solidify those details, but we will have the Rambling Wreck there in the case of sun under a tent. And right when you get off that stage, you will also have an opportunity to take a picture with the wreck. So that was a fun addition that we couldn't do in McCamish, but we can do now in Bobby Dodd.
Great. And I have another question.
Sure.
Has my student been sent an email or another form of communication about what time they should be in line and just everything to kind of prepare for commencement on their end?
Sure. So again, there is no processional due to not having a space outside of the stadium big enough to line up that many people for each ceremony. So again, your student will walk in to Bobby Dodd and you will proceed to your seats and scan your QR codes and all that stuff. So I would suggest maybe at least 45 minutes before your ceremony to attend. Again, traffic is going to be hectic on campus, especially on Saturday due to the baseball game, so plan accordingly.
And then we also have another question. Can we bring our own camera into the President's graduation celebration?
Your camera has to follow the Bobby Dodd guidelines. So again, cameras with big lenses. I know that your iPhone, people just bring in their iPhones recently, but any big professional style cameras, again, aren't allowed. But that's where the Bobby Dodd guidelines come in to make sure, depending on whatever camera you have, that it follows those guidelines. But no selfie sticks as well.
Great. And then we have another question that I see Serena just answered. Will the commencement video that is taped or live stream be available for purchase? And she stated that it will be available to stream on YouTube.
Yep, so for free. Even better. And thank you, Serena.
I think that's...
Tyler, do you want to talk about our proud parent? Well, actually our proud of our grad buttons?
Yeah, for sure. So myself and Lacey will be outside of Bobby Dodd passing out proud parent and proud of our grad buttons for you to kind of have as another memento for you and the family to kind of celebrate. And so please be on the lookout for our parent and family programs table so that way you can get your button from us.
Yep, and there will also be a parent and family programs table at President's graduation celebration, so you'll be able to see their beautiful faces at PGC as well. So even more incentive to come on May 6th, and they will also be at the guest services tables outside of Callaway again, Gate 4 and Gate 9.
Great. And is it too late for my student to get their honor cords?
It is not. So we actually just updated that information on the Regalia page on our website. So there will be honor cord distribution at President's graduation celebration. If you are not able to attend, that's also a good space or place, excuse me, to at least just grab them, because we obviously are at an outdoor venue for that purpose. So there is on the regalia page, if you look at scroll down on honor cords distribution, it will show how honors are determined. So in addition to picking them up at President's graduation celebration, they'll also be available on May 7th at the Tech Tower lobby from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. and then May 8th at Bobby Dodd Stadium prior to commencement. We are still solidifying details where they will be on commencement day on May 8th, but and that is the Saturday, not Friday, so Saturday, and that will be updated on the website. But most likely it will be right outside the stadium.
Great. I do have another question. And I know many colleges and universities have different policies. At Georgia Tech, is it a custom for the family to kind of make noise and kind of give a hurrah after their student's name is called?
So yes, clap, scream, do what you can. Be acknowledgeable, know that somebody is going to come up right after them. So we do still want applause for your student. But then again, going back on the Bobby Dodd Stadium guidelines, no horns, no noisemakers, because again, we want to make sure that parents and families also hear their student's name. So yes, please clap and applaud. This is a big, big achievement. We want to make sure you stay excited, and also, you can even applaud the person right after your student walks, so why not?
Great, great. And I see that Stephanie posted another update about logistics. So she said that graduates will receive an email on April 26th with instructions on when and where to report for the event. So remind your graduates to open up that regalia and steam or iron it before the event, which is always good. And so definitely remind your students to check their emails. We know that sometimes those may slip through the cracks, but definitely want to be on the lookout on April 26th.
Yes, definitely. I would also advise hanging your cap and gown at least a week prior to the event. But yes, please steam it. Steam your cap and gown. That's very important.
Great. Well, we'll just give one more minute for any final questions to come in. If
Sure.
not, we definitely want to thank Stephanie, Jillian, and Serena for their time here today. This is our first webinar that we've done with the Commencement Office for parents to kind of get an insight and some to-dos and don'ts. So this has been great thus far, and so we thank you for joining us. Once again, if you have any final questions, please feel free to drop those in the Q&A chat.
And thank you for having us.
And while we're waiting, Jillian, is there a social media hashtag or something of that sort that parents and families and grads should be using this weekend?
Sure. So a popular hashtag that I have seen is hashtag GT and then the graduating class, so 21. But if you graduated in 2020, feel free to use hashtag GT20. That is a very big popular one, and then any that y'all at Parent and Family Programs come through with, but that is the most popular.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And so as we close out, if anybody has any questions or anything of that sort, would you just mind providing the email address and phone number again? Sure.
So our email is events@comm, so EVENTS @COMM.gotech.edu. And our phone number is 404-385-2638.
Great. Well, we have a few more questions coming.
Sure, no problem.
I saw on the website that the grads won't be in order of name or major. Well, we just have to watch our student to see when they're about to go up.
Yes and no. So our students will have their grad pass that will be scanned as they're about to walk on stage. So just keep an eye out for the graduating school and for your student's name.
And I think Stephanie, or Serena rather, is replying to this final comment. So yes, well, thank you so much for your time, Jillian. Parents and families, please know that this will be recorded and posted to our website, so that way you can rewatch it and also share it with the other attendees who are coming with you. Thank you so much, and go Jackets.
Yeah, go Jackets. Thank you so much, Tyler. Y'all have a great week.
Perfect.
All right, thanks.